Hello everybody, welcome back to the video. In today's video, I'm going to show you the bank heist badge in Microwave Dinner in the Robojunk City map. Let's get started. So in order to get the bank heist badge, you want to follow where I go right over here. So over here, once you're in front of the bank, you will actually need 600 food pieces to actually open this area up. So if you don't have 600 yet, I would definitely just go around and explore the map until you do get 600 pieces. It might take you a while, but once you get 600, you still have them even after you rejoin. So getting 600 might take a bit, but it will be able to unlock every area in the map. So once you have 600 right over here, you can go ahead and unlock this area, and then you can actually enter the bank through the doors right over here. So once you're in the bank, you basically want to get to the end of this entire bank through all the obstacles. And the first obstacle here is trying to get up to the second level. So you can do that right over here by pressing C to crouch and then jumping to get a higher jump and then floating up to the second level right up here. So once you float up to the second level, you want to head straight forward to these glass windows right over here. So once you make your way to these glass windows, right over here on the second floor on the left side, it should be one that is a bit broken. So once you do find it, you can press X to break it and then you can actually walk inside it into this next room. So once you're in this room right over here, you want to head over towards the elevator and then you actually can enter it and go up to the next floor. Now on this floor, you want to turn around and go to the opposite side right over here where there should be another elevator, and you will have to wait a bit to see this cutscene. And you can see this creature to open the door uses its hands to block the lights right over here, and that opens the door. So you will need to do the same thing in order to actually go through the door. Thankfully, there are actually plants on either side that you can use to block the lights as well. So over here you can take this one and then drop it off on the light, and then same thing on this one, drop it off, and then the door should open up here. And then from here you can just turn right and head over towards the elevator on the right side, and then go up to the next floor. Now once you're in this floor right over here, this one you need to activate this button in the center by pressing E, and then you can see this light spins around in a circle. And you need to stop it when it hits that on the opposite side. So it might take a few tries because it is a pretty small target, but you will need to hit that so that you can open the door. So over here, once you hit it, it should turn up blue and it should open the door right over there. And also the buttons correlate with what color light has to touch it. So you can see this is the button that we have to hit next, and this is green. So that means we have to make a green light touch it. And right over here, you can see these plants are actually standing on top of these kind of glass blocks, and once we put the glass in front of a light, it actually bends the light. So that's going to help us out here. So here you can just leave this block as you will need to deal with the first one over here in the first room first. So over here you will actually need to move this light so that it turns green right over there. So once this light is green, you can go ahead and move this light so that it goes into that direction near where the button is, and then you can get your second block right over here, and then you want to bend it so that it touches the button right over there. And it might take you a few tries, it is a pretty small angle, but once you do get the right angle here, you can drop the block, and then the door should open up right over here once you have the green light that is touching that button. So for this next room, you will need to be a bit careful as there's a big gap here, but once you fall, it will just teleport you back here. But from here, you just want to press X, and you can just start gliding over to this next area right over here. I think you can press X again to just make it to the opposite side where the next elevator is located. Now right over here, it should take you to 4, and from here, you basically want to make your way to the opposite side using these kind of floating platforms. But you do want to be a bit careful, of course, as the platforms do fall apart when you touch them, and there are still lasers that are moving quite often here. So you just want to make your way to these safety areas right over here with these platforms that won't fall off. So if you ever need a break, you can just make your way to one of these platforms over here. And from there, you can make your way to these next rock platforms once again. And you basically just want to keep going until you do make your way to the end with this elevator that should take you to floor number 5. Now once you make your way to floor number 5, this is kind of similar to the last one, except the floor isn't falling apart and there are a lot more lasers. I do want to warn you that I think this room is probably the laggiest room in the entire game, so it might take you a bit to get used to it. But you can use these plants to help you out if you do want to block some of these lasers. So you can carry this with you if this does help you out a bit, as it might help block some areas that you might want to pass by right over there. And you want to be careful as some of these lasers might look like they're in front of you, but they're actually at different heights, and some you can actually just walk underneath. So just make sure that you're constantly moving your camera around so you can see when you are actually in front of a laser that is actually in front of you or one that is a bit above you. And I would just definitely recommend not jumping at all, as the lag might definitely make you do some unwanted movements. Right over here, once you make your way to the end of this room, you can enter this next elevator, and that should take you to the 6th floor, which is actually the top floor right over here. And then from here, it's kind of similar to the 4th floor where you will have to use these kind of floating platforms to get to the end, but these actually move from side to side. So you will have to time yourself so that you do not activate these lasers, and they can actually make it across without actually touching these or falling off of the platforms. But once again, just like the other floor, there are actually some safety spots that you can stand on that will not fall apart, and you don't have to worry about the lasers as they don't go here either. But from here you can actually just wait for one of the platforms to go by, and then you can make your way to the rest of the floor right over there. So from here there's a platform that's here, so you can just use it to get across, and then from here you can make your way to the last door right over here. And then once you're at this last room, you can see that there are actually 2 buttons right over here and a door right over there. So you will need to place 2 things on these buttons in order to actually open this door. And if you turn around right over here, there are actually 2 plants located up above here. So once you need to find these 2 plants, you can go ahead and collect them and then put them on the 2 buttons right over here. So over here, once you grab the second one and put it on there, now the door should open up right over here, and you can see the prizes at the end, but you will need to avoid these lasers once again. So for this first one, you just want to float above it, and then for this next one, you can just jump right through. Same thing over here, floating above it, and then jump right through. And then that should take you to the end where there is the microwave dinner. So once you make it to the end of this entire bank, you can go ahead and collect the microwave dinner, which should award you with the bank heist badge. So yeah, hopefully this was helpful for you guys and get the bank heist badge and microwave dinner. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.